This isn't my first pair of Google Pixel Buds, and I actually own the original ones that completely enchanted me at first, back when I had my Pixel 2, to shortly after completely destroy my love for them, and that was really unfortunate. The charging case wouldn't charge them after some time, and these stopped wanting to pair, no matter how many resets I performed, and this happened with all 3 units that were sent to me by Google. It was just a colossal failure on my end after some time, but I decided to give them another chance for this iteration, and so far I have a lot of great things that I would want to say, even if they're not perfect. So, did Google actually redeem themselves here? Well, let's dive in and find out. This video is sponsored by Cove, the makers of one of the best business card scanners for your phone. If you consider yourself a professional, then you probably have a bunch of business cards to network with others. With this app, you can scan your business card and keep a high quality scan of your business card that you can attach to pretty much anything. Whether it's in your social media, your emails, or even just an easy way to print these from your smartphone. This has never been more convenient. Make sure that you check them out, and also use my code TECHSOME for 1 free month of pro features. Professionals, stop complicating yourselves, because we just don't have time for that sort of thing. Links to everything below. Let's begin with an unboxing. Just tear through the plastic wrapping so that you can lift up the lid and finally reveal the neatly packaged earbuds. And you can pick up the case and open it to reveal the buds themselves. Lovely, aren't they? Well, put them aside and lift up another lid and find underneath a USB-C to USB-A cable and some instructions. It's a nice little unboxing, in my opinion, at the very least. And by the way, I do expect a full comparison between these and the AirPods Pro and the Galaxy Buds Plus. And if you're excited for that, then do make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification so that you don't miss it. And with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the exterior design, which is going to consist of the solid plastic. They have almost entirely redesigned these buds, as now they are fully, and it makes use of rubber tips instead of my preferred AirPods style fit, which they used to have back in the day. It's very small, they're very light, and they feel very solid. So in terms of its construction, I'm very happy here. And speaking of solid, this case feels incredibly premium, and this feels like it's a premium product overall. It's hefty and has this really nice matte texture that feels incredibly nice in hand, and premium overall. And obviously these will charge through USB-C, and unlike the last model's case, and due to the choice of materials and their shape, these fit much more nicely and more comfortably in my pockets. I love that quite a bit too. And now, I was very surprised when it came to comfort here. Because of how lightweight they are, these are very comfortable to wear for long periods of time, and they're not as seamless to wear as my Razer Hammerhead 2 wireless buds, for example, which I could quite literally wear all day long and even forget that I'm wearing them after a long period of time. But these got very, very close in that sense, and at this point these feel almost as nice to wear, and I really love what they did here. And the hook also helps and isn't intrusive either. And I was expecting the complete opposite here, so I'm very happy to actually see that here. And just like last time, you've got gestures, and the right kind too. You can tap once for answering phone calls and playing and pausing music, and double tap to skip forward, and triple tap to skip backwards. And you can slide your finger forward if you want to increase the volume, or backwards to decrease it. And it's simple, and it's easy to remember, and super. Granted, there's a considerable delay, like when you try to pause music, but it does work nonetheless, and I do appreciate that. Touch controls on your ears is always going to be a lot better than having a physical button, because with touch controls, it's just a lot more comfortable and more gentle than having a physical button. I'm looking at you, Raycons, for implementing gestures terribly in that regard. And as for other special features, these are sweat resistant, which is nice, and these have 2 microphones that serve a variety of functions. And for one, it makes it so that when you're talking on the phone, it's much easier to pick up your voice, and these buds can also detect when you're talking so that they can adjust the volume of your music by sensing when your jaw is actually moving. That's actually pretty gnarly, but most importantly, and this is my favorite one actually, you can finally automatically pause music when you take one earbud out and continue playing it when you put it back on. Finally. Thank you. I'm so glad that we have this with the newer Pixel Buds. Now let's talk about sound quality overall. They create a very good seal, so they seem to have great passive noise isolation. And in terms of bass, these are definitely on the heavy side, but not really quite as punchy. Like, this sounds good and music sounds clear, though when the bass kicks in, I found that it can muddy things up a bit, and this is mostly a problem at higher volumes, but listening at around like 60% yielded great results in pretty much every genre I tested, including my precious black metal, of course, so I'm happy with the sound quality overall here. Pretty good job, even if it's not quite perfect, and I actually kind of prefer the way that the older Pixel Buds sounded, but these are so much nicer to use overall, and sound quality isn't really vastly different. So, hey, I'm happy here. And in terms of battery life, the battery life is pretty good here too. And you got an average of around 5 hours of listening from one full charge, and a total of 24 hours with the extra boost from the charging case. So no complaints here, and the battery life is better than my Hammerheads. So again, I do appreciate that quite a bit. However, I do have some minor complaints with these. I do wish that the case supported wireless charging. It just seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity here, if I'm honest. And sound quality is nice, but I wish that they were less bassy. Just a little more balance in the audio would be pretty nice, though I do still really like how they sound. I would have just preferred a little bit more balance and a little bit less emphasis on the bass, for instance. Though that's pretty much it. I love what Google has done here, and I think that these may have been worth the wait after all. As they got delayed way past the Pixel 4's release, Google went ahead and took their time, and they made this product be as good as it can possibly be, instead of just rushing it out like they did with the first pair of Pixel Buds. Now, I haven't had these for that long, but I will certainly keep you all updated in a few months from now. But as of now, I can highly recommend these, as I haven't encountered any kind of technical issues as I did with 3 of the previous pair of original Pixel Buds, so I think that these are actually pretty great value. Highly recommend that. And if you're interested in purchasing these earbuds, then I will be making sure to leave affiliate links to Amazon and to Lesser even, in case you're interested in any kind of purchase alternatives, down in the description. Now again, all of these links are going to be affiliated, which means that if you use any of my links to make a purchase, then I do get a small commission that does help me run things just a little bit more smoothly around here, so if you were to use any of those, I would appreciate that quite a bit. And also, if you like me enough, do make sure to also follow me on Twitch, where I like to stream every Friday and Saturday from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. and I like to stream all types of MMOs like Final Fantasy XIV, which has been the one that I've been streaming for quite some time now. I like to play around with some voices and just listen to some nice smooth jazz, and it's just meant to be a time for all of us to just be able to come together and relax. So if you're interested, links to everything down in the description. And also, do not forget to follow me on both Twitter and Instagram if you would like to stay up to date with any and all of the Tech Summit endeavors. And with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy.